Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Becca.
We're joining you today. It's day 25 of National Life Coach Month. We are at Southwest Institute of Healing Arts. And today, Linda Bennett had a beautiful idea of exploring one of her favorites, which is The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. So, Linda, what do you love about the 4 Agreements? And how do you want to start by inviting everyone? Hello, welcome. If you have any questions, go ahead and type them in as we get started. But Linda.
You know, I think the thing is that, first of all, it's an extremely powerful tool, and it's simple. It's not, a novel that's this thick. It's a small book that you can get through, and it's so practical that you can apply it in every aspect of your life. Mm-hmm. So that's what really drew me to it when it came out. And the first agreement about being impeccable with our word was a huge wake-up call. And from that, so many things came from it. So our first question to all of you is, thumbs up if you're familiar with this work, with the 4 Agreements. Thumbs up. Let us know if you are familiar with the 4 Agreements.
You know what I love about this too is we recently had Heather Ashamara here for Gifts and Graces last month. And she works with Don Miguel Ruiz Jr., the Toltec Way, and she lives by and puts this into all of her work too, the 4 Agreements. So I love that we're kind of touching back on this with everyone.
Right.
So it looks like we have some people joining us. Hi, Terry. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Sergio. So we're here to explore the 4 Agreements with yourself and with Linda, who brought a beautiful tool, I understand.
It's a fun tool, a simple tool, and
awesome.
The thing is about coaching tools. A lot of times coaches are looking for new tools. What can I use as a way to move my client forward? And, think about any book, any concept, any theory that you're drawn to. It can become a coaching tool. Let's say you're interested in Carl Jung's work on archetypes. Mm-hmm. That could be a coaching tool. So there's so many opportunities for us to create coaching tools. So do we want to get our tool out?
Yes, definitely. If you want to show them yours, and then I'll show you mine.
I don't know that you can see this that well.
Okay, yeah, maybe not.
Okay.
So Linda is going to have me do my own coaching tool. So the 4 Agreements, the first is be impeccable with your word. The second, don't take anything personally. The third, don't make assumptions. And 4, do your best. So Linda is going to walk us through this tool. So wherever you are in your space, if you have a piece of paper, go ahead and draw a circle, and you can just do exactly what you see here, a circle, and divide it into 4 sections, labeling it as such. And we're going to start with 1.
Right.
And we'll fill it up from 0 to 10.
Right. So being impeccable with your word. How many of you, again, thumbs up, find that this is a element that you're really good at? That you could say, yeah, thumbs up, I do that. I am really impeccable with my word.
So Linda, what does being impeccable with your word mean? Does that mean doing what you say you're going to do?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it's being responsible for the words that you use. Putting out negative words has such a huge impact on us.
Yeah.
So when you think about being impeccable with your word, yes, it's following through. And again, we talked about this last week. Where do clients struggle and why do clients often need a coach? It's to follow through and being impeccable with our words. We said we were going to do something, and where do we let ourselves down? Where do we let others down? Where has your opinion that you've shared with another person hurt somebody else's feelings?
I love that. Okay, perfect. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Jean. Hi, Kelly. Okay, so as you're filling out your section of being impeccable with your word from 0 to 10, right?
10 meaning you're doing it. You're being consistent with what you say you're going to do, and you think before you speak. Our words are so powerful. There's so much energy behind that. So where would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 of being impeccable with your word?
And you can go ahead and type in your number for that section while I share with Linda.
Please.
So I put myself at a 9 here, and I'd like to share my 9 means I need to be more impeccable with my word with my son.
Okay.
He's 8.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I say, hey, Mason, can you please get dressed and stay focused? And I say it maybe 10 times, which is 10 times or 9 times too many.
Right.
I don't follow through as a mother and really mean what I say sometimes. And then he walks all over me. And I go, why is this happening? I'm not being impeccable with my word with him.
Right. So, being impeccable with our word is a lot about boundaries. And I know we were having a conversation before about boundaries and how do we set boundaries and how do we hold to them. And what is it that, again, allows us to speak something out and then somebody doesn't do their part and we don't speak about it?
Right. And then whose fault is that?
Right.
I love it. I
So
love
what are we
such
getting
good
here?
clarity. So Nicole has a 6 with a straight emoji face. Jean has a 7 with a question mark. So do you want to speak to those numbers?
Sure. Well, again, the numbers mean different things to different people. So
Right.
I would say for Jean, you've got 7 with a question mark. What does a question mark mean?
Yeah.
Tell us more about that.
He's like 7?
Maybe. Yeah. And again, let's not go into judgments, which will lead us to the next one, which is not taking this
that's a
personally,
great one.
where we're rating ourselves right now.
Okay.
But what is this rating? This rating is an opportunity for us to be impeccable with our word and being in integrity of honestly evaluating ourselves and identifying where are there places that we could grow in this area. So if you say you're going to be someplace, do you show up when you say you're going to be there? I don't know if any of you have people in your life, but there are certain people I know that if they're to be someplace at a certain time, you tell them an hour earlier because you hope they'll show up on time, and when somebody isn't impeccable with their word, what does that do for you? How does that impact you? Again, we're going to go to don't take it personally, which is next. However, what about it? How do you interpret that when somebody isn't impeccable with their word?
Ooh, you know what I get from that is a lack of respect.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And then it kind of hurts my feelings.
Right.
And I take it personal.
Right. Exactly.
I do.
And if we can't be impeccable with ourselves with our word,
Right.
how is that showing up
Right.
in all areas of your life?
Mm-hmm.
So then we go on to taking things personally.
So as you are filling in your next section of this tool, go ahead and rate yourself from 0 to 10. We're focusing on here, don't take things personally. You can go ahead and plug in the number, right?
Right.
Of how full you are, how good of a job are you doing with that?
Right. And, I think this one is a big challenge for a lot of us, is it's all about us in many ways, because this is the vehicle that we're managing.
Right.
So it is about us, and yet how do we allow what others say and do to hold us back? How do we allow what other people are doing to become our excuses for not moving forward? And what did we take personally that allowed that to happen?
And this is interesting too, because I feel like we're all a work in progress in this section.
Yeah.
Because we all might take something personal for a minute, but as we practice this and become aware of, okay, I could react, I can respond, let me think about what was said or what was done for a moment, and then go, okay, this isn't mine, it's not about me.
Right.
And then accepting of the circumstances,
Right.
being accepting of it. Okay, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I can step out of this and focus on it at it from a different angle.
Absolutely. And when you realize that everybody's doing the best they can.
Yeah.
Based on what they have at a given moment.
Yeah.
If we knew better, we'd do better.
Yeah.
And, so when we take things, personally, how does that help us? How does that enhance our lives by taking something personally?
Yeah. Right. This is great. So let me read some of these to you, Linda.
Okay, fabulous.
Let's see. Sarah Bear, hi. I just spoke
Sarah.
about you this morning. Sarah said she has a 5, definitely have a tendency to internalize others' opinions and take things personally. Something she needs to coach around.
Right. And, and Sarah, what would we say when somebody has an opinion?
That's yours, not mine.
Well, we'd also say, that's a thought.
That is a thought.
It's
That's
just
their
a
thought.
It's just their thought until we accept it as our reality.
Right.
And we have the freedom to accept or reject that.
Right. And sometimes I think there's a lack of communication there, which
Sure.
brings us to the next one.
Right, exactly.
But let's see. Jean has a question. What if we have ADD or another condition that makes showing up on time very difficult? It's not always an insult to the other person. So I think this was being impeccable with your word.
And that's a really good question. And I think, if we communicate that, then I think people will cut us some slack. But if you don't communicate that, then it's perceived as you don't care. And so I think it goes back to communication. And isn't all of this about communication? The better we communicate, the more we can work with other people. So I understand what you're saying, and just let them know. And if they don't like your answer, don't take it personally.
Yeah. I like that. So the communication, the
Yeah.
clarity, just
Yeah.
let them know,
Yeah.
Hey, I have this going on. If I'm a few minutes late, please don't take it personally. You can ask them not to take it personally because you let them know, hey, I'm going to do my best to be there.
Right.
So hi, Nicole. It says, I have worked hard to not take things personally because it's not about me. It's a reflection of that other person.
Right.
So that's beautiful.
Which is again, it's a beautiful concept. And for me, I find that it's so easy to get caught up in that trap. If somebody's behaving poorly towards me, it's about them. But I think people get caught up in the trap. Well, if I was better, I could change them. And it's not about changing them either. It's about letting go.
Right. I like this too because when I look at this section for myself, don't take things personally, I'm more so am affected in the workplace.
Sure.
So because I'm a doer, I love what I do. I'm kind of a perfectionist. That's the worst thing about me, I say. If I feel like I'm slacking or someone isn't happy with the job that I'm providing, I can take it super personal.
Sure.
And you know what? I have to step back and go, okay, this is a wonderful awareness. So I'm learning to, number one, thank that person for the awareness.
Absolutely.
And then self-reflect, what can I do better?
Right.
So that I will no longer take things personally. Did I do my best? Is there a lack of communication? What gaps need to be filled in? And then all is well. And then I feel so much better.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what else
So
are we
this
getting
is
here?
great. So Jana, hi. Mine is the same as Sarah's, which is a 5. Would like it to be an 8. Why just an 8, Jana? You can go all the way up to 10.
Or off the charts.
Right off the charts. I don't take anything personally. So that's great feedback.
Okay. So we
let's
move
go
on
into-
to don't make assumptions.
Yes. So here we go here.
And, again, let's go back to taking things personally.
Okay.
What assumption did you make about whatever that allowed you to make whatever's going on so personal? So what assumption? What question didn't you ask to get clarity so that you have a better understanding? And I think that to me is such a huge component that people say things, and if we don't understand, we nod our heads and go, yeah, I got it. In the back of your mind, you're going, I don't understand what they're talking about. And we're afraid to ask for clarity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, help me understand what you're saying. And for some people, that's really hard to say. It's kind of like, let's go back to school, and the teacher's talking at the front of the room, and you don't understand everything the teacher's talking about. Did you ask for clarity?
Right.
Or did you wait for somebody else in the room to ask the question because you were embarrassed to ask for clarity? You know, how is that showing up in your life?
I like that as an example. So on a scale from 0 to 10, how well are you? How well are you doing at not making assumptions? So, Gianna, always room for improvement. Perfect. So I put myself, and I've done a lot of work recently.
This is
so
great.
I'm gonna give myself a 9.9. I'm not perfect,
right?
But I would like to say that I have really worked on no fear in asking questions.
You know, I've always believed that ask a question. Whoever you're asking has the right to say, I don't want to answer it.
Exactly.
Too. And you can and being able to let go of that is important. But how many of us think, oh, I shouldn't ask that question? Why not?
Exactly.
Why not?
Because then you're going to sit there and wonder, okay, it happened for this purpose. It happened for this. Oh, maybe I did that. Oh, they don't like me because of this. Oh, she got mad at me because of that.
Right.
So recently I had this happen. I asked a question to somebody, and they've been saying they would get back to me. They'd let me know. And it was something that kept coming in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
To let something be at ease and to rest with an answer and acceptance, you need to find what the answer is. And they just don't want to answer it. And okay. So I left that kind of point one there,
right.
Because what do we do with someone who doesn't want to provide an answer?
I don't know. What do you do?
Well, I said, okay, that's okay. I'm going to put it out of my mind. It's not for me to worry about. The universe is working it out for me.
Right.
So then I have the choice to sit here and dwell in assumptions, or I just have the choice to let go completely.
Right. And allow the universe to do what it's going to do.
So in the unspoken word, I can go, I don't need to make assumptions. I'm just going to let go. And then there's my answer. The universe is just saying, let go completely.
Right. Right.
No wonderment is necessary.
Yeah.
And that's freeing.
Absolutely. So how's everybody doing on making assumptions?
I love it. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Terry. Hi, Ron. Mathena. Hi. Awareness around assumptions is a growth opportunity for me sometimes. I find that sometimes the intuitive, empathetic sense can complicate things for me. It comes down to the communication piece, though. So communication.
Yeah, you know, this whole thing is about communication. You know, it really is. Communication and relationships.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Absolutely. So, you know, so far we're looking at areas of evaluating ourselves. And again, let's not make assumptions that we're broken.
No.
Let's not make assumptions that there's no hope.
Right.
You know, this is never going to get better, which a lot of us do.
Mm-hmm.
And again, recognize these are great opportunities for growth. And so in that, we go into the very last one, which is always do your best.
I love it. Always.
Always do your best. Are you always doing your best? And if not, where's the holdback? What are you playing safe on? Where are you afraid to go big? Where are you talking and failing with the action? So where would you rate yourself? Thumbs up if you're really doing this. I think this is great. And I believe that there's always room for improvement. If you do your best, I think you can put your head on your pillow at night and go, it was a good day. It may not have gone exactly the way I wanted, but I knew I gave it my all. I knew I did my best.
This is so great. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Luann. So everyone who's joining now, we're exploring with Linda the 4 agreements. And right now we're on the number 4, which is always do your best. So from a scale of 0 to 10, how well are you doing with that? Are you always doing your best? So as you're right here typing in your answers, I'll share mine. But hi, Ron, I just wanted to read this. Dr. Ruiz has a 5th agreement that he recently added.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. What is that, Ron? And I'd like you to share that with everyone here if you can. So always do your best. And I'll just give you a close-up really quick. And I put my 9 here, Linda, because it correlates with my be impeccable.
Okay.
And this goes back to my relationship with my child. Mm-hmm. So I need to do a better job of being a better mom, the best mom that I can be.
Okay. Okay.
So
where is the holdback that keeps you from doing that?
So recently I explored with you that I was taking on too much.
Right.
I freed myself up a little bit.
Fabulous. So she followed through on the commitment she made last week.
I did. And I finally made more time to commit to being with him, mindfully with him, not just next to him, but literally with him. So video games has been kind of my babysitter while I'm busy working.
Right.
So I let that piece go so I can now show up better. So I feel like I'm a work in progress.
Absolutely. Aren't we all?
We all are. But it's funny when you use tools like this, it really brings to the forefront, oh wow, this is the section of my life that I do need improvement on. So
well, it's all opportunities. So where's the opportunity for you when you look at this wheel? Where's your opportunity? Where's the next step you're going to take?
I love it. So Ron, thank you so much. The 5th agreement. Be skeptical, but learn to listen. I love it. So don't believe yourself or anybody else. Use the power of doubt to question everything you hear. Is it really truth? I love it. Listen to the intent behind the words and you will understand the real message. This is fantastic. It's funny I keep talking about my son today. But here's one question I did ask him just this morning. Because he wanted to jump on video games, so he did for a minute. I said, can you get off, please? Let's focus on getting ready. He got upset. This is the worst day ever. Oh, my 8-year-old. This is the worst day ever. So exaggerating. And then I go, Mason, is that true? Is that a true statement?
Right.
Is this the worst day ever? No. Okay. So let's not say that anymore.
Right. Well, and that goes back to being impeccable with your word.
Yeah.
That if you say this is the worst day ever, the universe has heard that. And let me just help you be right about that. What do you want to be right about? Mm-hmm. So again, being so mindful of the words that come out of our mouths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to teach him that now too, which is fantastic. Hi, Sharon. Thanks for joining. Tracy, reading it now. LOL. So Tracy is probably looking up the 5th agreement. Terry, keeping your word to yourself is pretty huge. Impeccable words that are reliable build confidence within those who surround you.
Yes, absolutely.
I like that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you're like building reliability, you know? Is that person reliable?
Right.
I love that.
Right.
So, so Linda, we have 5 minutes approximately with everyone here. So everyone who's here, give us a thumbs up if you have filled out your own chart, if you've given your numbers. And then for anyone who's with us now, what section of this tool do you feel like you need a little bit more clarity around, or do you need to coach around something right now? Which I'm sure is all true. I mean, we could all speak to each aspect of this.
Right.
So who wants to share who has a particular question that they want Linda to coach around with them right now? We'll read here. Wendy, hi, you were talking about something I'm working on. Ooh, that's divine timing. Beautiful. Wendy, what exactly are you working on? We'd like to hear more from that. Gary, the universe responds to our voices and energies and emotions. Wow, that is so true. It's like saying your wish is my command.
Yes, yes, yeah. So what are you putting out there, you know?
Yeah.
And I think there's something to be said, think before you speak.
Exactly.
You know, stop and pause and contemplate And ask yourself, is this about me taking something personally? Am I making an assumption? What am I doing before I put it out there? Mm-hmm. Is this really the best of me when I'm about to speak something?
I like that. So I'm going to give myself an action statement from this, from my observations of self with my my room to grow here, we'll call that. So I'm going to make more time for Mason.
Okay, fabulous.
Because I number one, I took the first action step of making that room.
Right.
And now I need to follow up with that and be impeccable with what I said I'm going to do.
Fabulous.
So make more time.
Fabulous. I love it. Love it.
Love it.
What are some of the other things people are going to do?
Okay, I just got word I'm going to have surgery on February 1st, so very sudden. Oh, Wendy. That was Wendy's follow-up here on what she's working on.
Okay.
That's beautiful. So Wendy, what questions do you have around that? And what exactly are you working on with the 4 agreements here?
I'm going to guess it's assumptions.
Okay. Yeah. So if you can type it in, we'd like to hear more. Ron, spirit to mind to body is thoughts to words to action from spirit to personal life choices. Fully
Fabulous.
Agree with that.
Yep.
Okay. Wendy, so now I have to prepare for this and I need to figure out what is priority.
Okay. Priority in what way, Wendy? Priority as to how to get things done. Now here, I'm going to make an assumption, and I don't want to do that because I could make an assumption, assuming if you're having surgery, then it must mean this. But what is it for you? So this is where I need to ask a clarifying question. What is that when you say making priorities? What does that mean for you?
I like that. Okay, beautiful. So, Wendy, as you're typing that in, does anyone else have questions around this tool, the 4 agreements? And one thing while you're thinking about that and typing that in, I wanted to acknowledge Sarah Bear. I noticed that in the Conscious College community group, you typed that you wanted a little bit more as far as guidance on daily meditations, tools, self-reflection, being spirit-led. So what would you like to add on, tools? And Sarah, what tools do you connect with, or what teachers do you like to look up for guidance?
Right. I know for years, every time Wayne Dyer came out with another book, I was right there buying it because I knew that he had such a powerful message that I could really relate to. Same with Deepak Chopra. Same with Carolyn Mace. So who are those people that really spark interest in you and have a message and reaching out and learning more, like this tool, reading this book and really digesting it, spending time with it. You don't read it like a quick novel. You read it, you process it. So I think, whoever those people are that are your inspirations, they can teach us so much.
Yeah, and I think as coaches, because we're constantly coaching ourselves, when you learn who you resonate with, what you resonate with, what works for you. Do you like to work out? Do you do yoga?
Right.
Do you need daily affirmations? What is it that you resonate with that you can implement into your daily routine?
Right.
So I know Kat Thomas, who works here at SWIHA, she posts her daily affirmations, which I love because it's just bringing into awareness, what am I creating today?
Right.
What is the universe hearing me out on? I'm following through, and it's bringing more of that into my daily life.
Sure. Absolutely.
So Sarah, we invite you to type in here, who do you resonate with? What is going to be your action step to move forward daily with your practice?
Right.
So let's see. Hi, Dana. Hi, Liz. Priority for me is asking myself daily, what would someone who loves themselves do? Then mindfully guide myself to do that.
Yeah. Now, see, that reminds me, that takes me back to Neil Donald Walsh and Conversations with God. What would love do now? asking yourself before you take that action, am I in a place of fear? Am I in a place of love? And what would love do now?
I love that.
And, if you go from that premise, I think it's much easier to stay on course.
Perfect. So we'll wrap up here. Wendy, thank you for typing this in. For my family, making it easier for them while I'm recuperating and preparing myself internally. That's her answer.
Right.
So thank you for clarity.
That I see that a lot. We've been doing a project with one of the local hospitals here in Arizona, doing imagery and things of that nature, and that comes up a lot. Especially when you're mom and you're used to caring for everyone. How do you allow other people to care for you?
Wow.
And giving yourself that time for healing. And that's a real challenge and not impossible. It just takes doing things a little differently. I want to close with this quote from the book, and I just love it. And I have a real fondness for dancing. And so this one really struck my heart. It says, life is like dancing. If we have a big floor, many people will dance. Some will get angry when the rhythm changes, but life is changing all the time. And I like to add that life is like a dance. Sometimes you take steps forward. Sometimes you take steps back. Sometimes you go in circles. Have fun. Enjoy the dance. Just do your best to avoid stepping on someone's toes.
I love that. For anyone who doesn't know, Linda is an amazing dancer.
It's a passion.
It's a passion.
And I think that that's another thing about being impeccable with our word. If it's a passion, then do it.
Right.
If you've got a passion for something, are you doing it?
Yeah.
Or are you sitting on it?
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank
You're
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
So anyone who has further questions about the 4 agreements or questions for Linda in general, you can type them in. You can message us. But tomorrow we'll be live with Will Zecco at noon. So join us for another session with him. And have a blessed and beautiful day. Make it amazing. So reminder, be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. And
always do your best.
bye.
Bye.